The following is a presentation of TFNN, The Trader's Edge, with your host, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the November 6th terrific Voting Tuesday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and thanks so much for joining me, folks. I absolutely love being here with you. I treasure your presence, and my outcome today is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that will help you to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. Now, let's go take a look at one of these tools. I love this tool. This is called Happiness is a Byproduct. Happiness is a byproduct. You know, the Constitution of the United States says that every person is entitled to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And there's an old adage that states we are born to be happy. Now, for some people out there, the primary goal of life seems to be the attainment of happiness. And there must be an innate knowing inside each of us that our purpose in life, in fact, is to be happy. Because when we seek happiness, folks, what it is that we seek it with all of our hearts. And sadly, most folks out there, not you, I know not you listening, but sadly, most seek happiness outside of ourselves, much like the search for the Holy Grail, whether it's a search for the Holy Grail in trading or anything else. And if you observe others out there, what you'll typically find is that the happiest people seem to be those who are working to give happiness to others. That's what each of us do here each day at TFNN, 9 hours live and strong out there. Happiness, folks, it's not found in seeking it. It's a byproduct of trying to help others out there. So my question for you as we kick off our day together is, what did you do yesterday to help others out there? What did you do? Can you write? Just write. You should write down. It should immediately come to you. What did you do yesterday to help others out there? You should write that down on a piece of paper. What are you doing today to help others? Have you chosen at least one thing that you can do to go help others? Whether they're in your life, whether you know them or not, doesn't matter. You know, you don't have to just help the people that you know. You can help others out there. You certainly can do it. You can certainly help others by going out there and voting. That's one thing that you can do. If you haven't done that already, make sure you put that on your list out there. And then I'll ask you this question. What is it that you absolutely love to do? You should be able to write down a few things on a pad of paper right now. What is it that you absolutely love to do? What is it that brings the greatest joy to you, the greatest fulfillment in life? Write those things down on a piece of paper. Because if these are the things that fill your day, folks, if they are the things that absolutely take up your time, you're probably a very happy person. I know I'm happiest from the moment that I get up, and I get up early. I've been getting up early, probably since the age of 13 when I was delivering the Detroit Free Press. I love getting up early, and I love putting all the energy. I love being here with you. You know, I am absolutely a happy person. You should be as well, and it's pretty easy. You just want to learn how to push your happy button. Well, if you wrote down a few things on a piece of paper, such as what is it that makes you happy? What did you do to help others yesterday? What is it that you're going to do today? You can push the happy button. For me right now, it's just my good old USA American flag out there. Happiness, folks, it boils down to this: becoming the person that you want to be. It's not about what you have. It's about who you are, folks. Make sure that you're going to do something today that you absolutely cherish, that you love, that you enjoy, and you will have a happy day out there. Happy days are here to come. Let's go take a look at these markets. We've got the Dow futures trading up about 42 points right now. ES-mini, that's what we're looking at on my screen here. Of course, that looks like a 10-minute chart out there, a little ultra short-term chart. What you're seeing if you're watching us on TigerTV. Maybe you're listening in on your mobile device. Maybe it's your iPad. Maybe it's your computer. Of course, if you're listening on your computer, just switch over and watch us on TigerTV. If you are listening on a radio station, we absolutely appreciate you doing that. Just simply go to the homepage at TFNN.com. You can watch the archive of this show on Channel 9. You'll learn something by taking a look at the charts that we look at. And if they're confusing to you, maybe some of the terms that I'm using are confusing, that's a beautiful thing, because that means you're about to learn something. So when you're confused in life, folks, don't be frustrated. That's a really positive thing out there. If we take a look at continue taking a look at the markets, NASDAQ futures up about 11 points. Russell up about 3. Really, the NASDAQ and the Russell kind of lead the charge here on the way up. King dollar back about 12 ticks. And when we talk about King dollar, it's really a basket of 6 currencies out there. So you need to understand what's going on with the euro-US dollar, because that's like 56, 58% or so. I'll get the exact numbers. I used to memorize them, but you've got the euro, basically the euro, the yen, and the pound will cover the majority of the US dollar index. Gold trading up 770. Gold, in my opinion, having nothing more than a little bit of a dead cat bounce. The same thing with silver, up 18 pennies right now, trading out at 31. Light sweet crude up $1. That's rising here a bit, trading out at 86.64. If we take a look around the world here, you've got over in Europe, they're having a good time this morning. The DAX is headed towards its highs. We've been talking about that really since last week. In fact, last Monday we were taking a look at the charts as our markets, in essence, were closed. The futures had closed at 9:15 because of the Hurricane Sandy that was coming in. We were taking a look at the DAX because that was giving us, because the DAX, number one, had been weak out there, had been the weakest index. It's now, quite frankly, the strongest index out there. Might be something to consider trading. That is the DAX. It's up 42 points. That's 0.6%. The FTSE up about the same, 0.6%, 36 points out there. Over in Asia last night, they had an off night. You had the Nikkei down 32 points, about 0.4%. The Shanghai off about 8 points, the same 0.3%, as well as the Hang Seng down 62. Our call-in number is always 877-927-6648. Let's go take a look at the 30-minute charts, not the 10-minute charts. Not that the 30-minute is going to show us anything more other than the fact that we have a little bit limited noise out here. You know, somebody asked me the question. They said, you know, how come you spend time during your shows and you kick things off taking a look at the intraday charts? And the reason is, folks, is that, you know, when we take a look at these different chart patterns that are out there, these chart patterns work the same, whether it's an intraday chart, whether it's a 5-minute chart, a 30-minute chart, a daily, a weekly. And so in this case here, we can show you live and show you on shorter time frames what is transpiring, because then you can go and take a look at your charts. You can do it on an intraday basis as well as the daily and the weekly. And so it's very important to be able to take a look at these patterns here. You know, this morning at 5:30, if we take a look at the futures, you had the futures trading up. They were getting up into an overbought area. In the case of the ES Mini, it got up to a high of 14.1750. In order to work off that overbought condition, it had to pull back or move sideways. What did it do? It did both. It pulled back into the time frame of about 8:30 this morning, getting down to a low of 14.1325. Let's just, for the heck of it, go take a look at the retracement here from the swing point low. That would be at the 4 o'clock session out at 14.1075. Up into the high that came in at 7:30. What you can see is it did nothing more than a 0.618 pullback, so it did what it's supposed to do, just like you, if you're ever visiting in downtown Clearwater, maybe you're going to go out to the beaches, you come by 601 Cleveland Street, that's our address, folks, and you stop up at Suite 618. We would love to give you a hug, shake your hand. The Suite 618, the retracement on this, just simply a small intraday. We're looking at a 30-minute chart time frame. 14.1350 would have been the exact 0.618, and it pulled back to 14.1325. So it really did exactly what it's supposed to do. You know, it didn't totally work off the overbought condition, but enough for the ES Mini to travel higher. What's today going to be like? Well, I will tell you that unless the S&P, the ES Mini futures, trades above 14.1950, and I don't mean like 14.20. I mean, unless it starts moving above that line with conviction, then probably it's just simply going to be another meandering day sideways to slightly higher out there. But if the ES Mini punctures that 14.1950 area, folks, and it does it with maybe a wide-ranging bar and some conviction there, then you want to be long this market. That means you're waiting for higher price to get a signal out there, but that is an important area. And if you were one of my newsletter subscribers, you would know exactly what that area is. It is not a swing point out there, but if you trade the futures, it is something that you absolutely, positively must know out there. If we go take a look at the other futures marketplaces out here, let's go take a look at the NASDAQ futures. We can see really doing the exact same thing at 5:30 this morning, moving to an area where it got into an overbought condition, needing to also pull back. But if we take a look at the retracement, and let's do that on the NASDAQ again, we're looking at 30-minute charts on each of these. What is it that we're going to find out here? We're going to see that the NASDAQ did not make it down to the 0.382 level. I mean the 0.618 level. Probably about the 50% level. Says the NASDAQ here, stronger than the ES Mini. Something to think about. Let's go take a look at the Russell 2000. If we take a look at the Russell 2000 30-minute futures contract, also at 5:30 this morning, getting up into actually it's 7 o'clock. So it did it both at 5:30, just kind of moved slightly higher. Got up into that same overbought condition at about 7:30 this morning, pulled back. Let's go take a look at that most recent retracement. We're going to go from the low at 4 o'clock in this morning all the way up into the high that came in at 7:30, 0.618. The exact number would be 817.50, well, really 60. And what it did was it moved back to 817.80. You got to love it, folks. You want to be able to use retracement tools along with plenty of other tools out there in the marketplace. That's what you'll learn all day long here at TFNN. 877-927-6648. It is Terrific Tuesday. Thanks for being here. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Wealth Management. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportions of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what an asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Wealth Management financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, LLC. Member SIPC.
With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
Millionaires are made every day. The fact is, living your dreams is possible. Someone, somewhere is going to get rich. My recommendation is, let that be you. Each day, someone is making the decision to better themselves and creating a plan to fulfill their financial dreams. Let that be you. The key to turning dreams into reality is to take massive action. Let that be you. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of the Money Masters Show with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN, and I can help you with your journey to great wealth. I'll show you how to create the ultimate financial edge, a set of tools, insights, and strategies that are part of my daily newsletter service, Mastering Probability. You'll have direct access to me by phone, email, and my private library of trading and investing secrets for 30 days with an unconditional money-back guarantee. I'll take your trading to the next level. Click on my name, Steve Rhodes, on the homepage at TFNN.com and turn your dreams into reality. Mastering Probability, folks. Let that be you.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try patterns, profits, and peace of mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to tfnn.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's patterns, profits, and peace of mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by BackTech Environmental. For more information, just click the BackTech banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
It absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. And as we go take a look at stocks that are popping and dropping here in the pre-market, you got Apple leading the charge, up about $5, closed at $584 and change last night. Right now, trading out at $589.50. You've got Hasbro, HAS is the ticker symbol. They closed at $36.17. They're trading out at $37.90 right now. To the downside, you've got Novo Nordisk, NVO is the ticker symbol. They close at $159. They're trading down about $9 here, out at $150.95 right now. You've got Fossil Inc., FOSL, the ticker symbol. They close at $94.10. They are trading out at $86.48. Let's see here. Earnings-wise, revenue-wise, net sales, $684 million versus $642, so it must be the guidance here. Earnings per share, $1.26 versus $1.09. So the guidance they've given must not be that good. Express Scripts, ESRX, is the ticker symbol. They closed at $62.88. They're trading right now at $55.70. Looks like with some volume also to the downside. You've got Zillow out closing at $34.37. They're trading at $28.64 right now. Pre-market here as well. If we take a look at things popping, you've got C-Trip. That's one of the equities that is inside my newsletter. We got into this back in the early September time frame. That is trading up this morning, closed at $20.05. Right now, this is trading out up $1.35, up about 7% this morning, out at $21.40. So let's go take a look at this equity here. I did send an update out to all of my clients with regard to adjustments on how to go ahead and play this. If we take a look at it, it is formed an A to B equals CD. It made the one-to-one A to B equals CD, and all we did was we just continued to tighten our stop as that level was hit. Now, if we take a look at the retracement on this from the A to the B point, we'd be coming off of the swing point low back on August 1st, 2012, out at $12.47 all the way up to the high that we had on August the 24th. What you'll see is that what C-Trip did was it did a 0.382 retracement. That is like taking this rubber band here. This is a small rubber band, but if you took that rubber band and you wrapped it around your finger and you only backed it off 0.382 level, you would have a lot of energy left, and that's what this equity has. Even though it hit the one-to-one and it backed off, really suggested it wanted to move up to a higher level. 1.1272 is 2240 or so. 2422 is the 1 to 1.618. However, this is going to run into a little bit of turbulence. You can see this little high volume bar sticking out here on February 21st. The low of that, 2214. So it's going to run into some turbulence there. It's also going to start trading into this volume bar right here, this little swing point high, where it last gave it up, 21.76 down to 20.78. So after the market opens here, we will be adjusting our stops, and we'll let the market take us out if that's what it wants to do. So a nice trade out there on C-Trip. If we take a look at other things moving in the marketplace to the upside, you've got AOL. Let's go take a look at AOL. That is not an equity that I'm in, but let's go take a look at that. AOL is trading up about 4% this morning, out at 35.81. This had a nice sign of strength here. I'm going to refresh my chart going back into the April 9th, 2012 timeframe. Look at that nice wide price spread and accelerated volume, 25 million shares out there. Let me just refresh this, make sure we've got everything on the chart here, and we do. So AOL this morning here is going to go after its swing point high from October 17th. That little shooting star out there, we'll see if it can break through that level. 37.94 is the actual high of that shooting star. It is trading right now at the 30. Come on out here. 37.23. So it's trading right inside that bar, October 17th. We'll see if it can bust through there. If we take a look at Express Scripts, let's go see what that is doing here. ESRX is the ticker symbol. It will gap down this morning, most certainly. I believe it will gap down with volume down about 11%, trade out at 55.95. Let's go take a look and try to find where it is moving into. So it's got this little sign of strength, this little gap up. The low there, 58.95. It's trading at 55.91. So it's going to come all the way down to the breakout, which happens to be 55.94. That's the low of August 7th out there. So volume-wise, benchmarking this equity, you'd really go against the August 8th time frame. That's 16 million shares. Ideally, you'd also be taking. Now, if it breaks the 55.94 level, what it will do, Express Scripts will go all the way back down to the June 4th level. That's at about $50 and change. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
To the races. We got the Dow up 46 points. S&P up almost 4. Composite up 3. Small caps up 2. Leading the charge on the way up here right now is the Dow. We've got Microsoft up 27 ticks. Intel off 17 cents. Google up $1 and change. Apple up almost $4. Leading the charge on the way up. Putting a little weight on is Weight Watchers, up $7 and change. That's up 15% here. Let's go see if Weight Watchers had a earnings release out here. Weight Watchers, they narrowed their guidance, so they got a little slimmer on their guidance. The revenue's $430 million versus $428, $67 million in profit versus $80 million out there, but the stock is trading up 11%, 12% this morning. EOG Resources also, I believe, out with earnings this morning or last night, up about 6% at $6.78 out here. I don't see what the numbers were on my screen, but I do seem to recall looking at earnings releases. I believe they were coming out today. Computer Science up $3.65. That's up 11%. You've got Enernoc up 22%. ENOC is the ticker symbol out there. Let's go see what is behind this move here, revising their guidance. So they've revised guidance up, and that's trading up a nice 19%. Percentage-wise, that is the leader in the clubhouse. Right behind them, though, giving it a little Jive Software, J-I-V-E, is the ticker symbol. They're up about 17% here this morning. To the downside, you've got Novo Nordisk, just as we saw during the pre-market. They're down about $9 and change. Fossil trading off 10% here, off $10 and change. Express Scripts down 12%. That's off $8 and change. Zillow down 17%. Broadsoft also out with earnings this morning, down 16%. Coeur d'Alene Mines, CDE, also out with earnings today. They're down 10%. You've got Service Source International. They're getting the largest kibosh. They're down 34%. We'll go take a look at that. SREV is the ticker symbol here. Let me see what they did here. If I can identify it there. Per share loss of 5 cents versus 4 cents a year ago, so still continuing to lose money. 59 million versus 50. Let's go take a look at that stock chart, though. Give me a second here to switch over to it. See what it's doing. SREV is the ticker symbol. SREV, and that is down pretty big, 35% here this morning. Oops, that didn't work. Let me try to pull that back up here and refresh my screen and see what we can find. Refresh. There we go. So this gapping down this morning, this has had a couple of signs of weakness boy, gapping down to $5. This thing has taken a major haircut. Come on, chart here. This thing was trading as high. Wonder if this is an IPO going all the way back to March 25th, 2011. In any event, traded out as high as $23.60 out there, trading at $5 and change right now. Not a lot of happy campers in that equity for sure. Its last sign of weakness took place August 1st, 2012, when it gapped down with 9 million shares. Now, not that I would go ahead and play this as a short ever, but you can see what it did was it moved back up towards that gap down, that little resistance area from July 31st. The low there, $11.05. Never actually made it up to the top, made it out to $10.77. So this thing having another gap down, that is a nasty-looking stock chart out there. Let's go take a look at Fossil, see what Fossil is doing. That's a leader in the clubhouse on the way down. FOSL is the ticker symbol, FOSL, and that is down $10. So gapping down with volume this morning. Let's pull this stock chart back here. Ooh, this looks nasty, doesn't it? Let's refresh my screen here. When I say nasty, folks, what I'm talking about is look at the sign of weakness here. You know, we talk about signs of strength and sign of weakness. If you take a look at sign of weakness, that certainly came on May 8th when this thing gapped down with 20 million shares out there. You saw a little small sign of strength. That was on August 7th. All that was doing, that sign of strength there, had 7 million shares going against the gap down on May 8th. You can see how that area has held as a resistance line, that being the price of $93.60. When price did move up there on August 7th, it got up to $93.45. It actually got up to $93.69 on September the 14th. So giving up again so far this morning here, 820,000 shares. This will, and it has, so it's kind of an interesting equity here because what it has done, if we just pull this across, I'm going to draw a line here across the last little sign of strength out there. We'll use a red line going across it. And so this would be if you were in this equity for whatever reason. If you were taking a look at August 7th, you'd be looking at the 82.61 level. You can see how this thing has really been in a narrow sideways consolidation pattern here. And it's going to go ahead. That low of 82.61 has held. It's been tested a number of times. That is going to be tested again today. You get a close below 82.61. Most likely outcome then is going all the way back down to at least the August 6th level of $70.38, maybe down to $67 and change out there. Let's go take a look at Chipotle. Chipotle popping. That's up 14% this morning. Let's take a look at that equity. Haven't looked at it for a while. CMG is the ticker symbol out there. Chipotle gapping up this morning, moving into the last area where it most recently had a sign of weakness. And this has had several. Let's go take a look at Chipotle. CMG, again, is the ticker symbol. So last time this had a sign of weakness happened to be October the 18th when it gapped down. There was 2 million shares as it closed on October 18th. The low of that session, 283.11. Gaps down with 6.3 million shares. This morning here, it's done 194,000 shares. It is, I'm going to just draw a line on my screen here so we can watch it. So this thing is coming into an area. Geez, I wish this were an equity that was doing this next Tuesday, Wednesday or so, because that's when I expect we will see a high in the market. That is when you want to prepare to sell the market, folks, is coming into next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Can't be exact on the day, but pretty close to the time frame. And I think it's probably going into the close on Tuesday. In fact, if price is moving up high on Tuesday, and this is a week from today, you want to be taking a look at selling that. So we're taking a look at Chipotle. Why Chipotle? Because you like to short expensive stocks. That's where you're going to get the biggest reward out there and the likeliest outcome that the equity is not going to be taken over. That's the problem with trying to short stocks that are $20 or less. You don't know, and especially in a marketplace like right now. If you take a look at, just consider here, we're not totally through earnings season, but just to put things into a matter of perspective for you, what we've had is a number of misses by all the big companies out there. IBM, Apple, one after another. And what they're missing on is they're missing on the top line, right? So they're missing on revenues. And a lot of that happens to be what? Happens to be currency related. Maybe other things, but certainly currency related. Well, if the U.S. dollar is going to get stronger, which I suspect that it will, that's just going to continue to put pressure on any public company. And if you're a CEO of a public company, your responsibility certainly is to your shareholders. It's to drive revenues. It's to drive profits. It's to drive the stock prices. So what are you going to do, especially if you're sitting on cash? You're going to go out there and you're going to acquire companies. So therefore, when you start taking a look at stocks that are, $20 or less, they have got way more upside potential than they do downside potential. That's why you want to start looking at stocks such as a Chipotle here, that's at the price point of $276 as possible equities to short. Now, this one here, especially because it's now coming into an area where at last had a little sign of weakness, and it's got several. It's got this real large sign of weakness from July 20th when it gapped down with 9.7 million shares out there. And so in this case here today, it looks like Chipotle trying to get back into the October 18th level. Again, that low, 283.11, it did 2 million shares. Take a look at that at the end of the trading session. Let's go take a look at Weight Watchers. Let's go see what kind of weight Weight Watchers is putting on this morning. WTW is the ticker symbol, up a nice healthy 14%, so gapping up this morning. So not a bad-looking stock chart out there at all. Well, I take that back as we pull it back. Weight Watchers has got a little bit of a problem. They were shedding pounds on May the 3rd here, gapping down with 6.4 million shares. That area has not been tested. Gap down again, lost a little bit of weight on August the 2nd, moved down with 3 million shares. So this morning, what is the equity doing? It's trying to get back up into its most recent swing point. That happens to be the September 18th level. That price is $57.25, 1.1 million shares there. It's going to have the volume today, thus far doing 577,000 shares in the first 14 minutes of trading out there. So that we'll see. So here's an equity, so $55 stock, an ideal setup on this. It hasn't tested this area here, but would be if this would, let's see here, you're probably looking more likely at the May 3rd level, somewhere between $60.35 to $66. You'd like to see some type of bearish candle signal should the equity get up there. And it should be able to take out its most recent highs. It's going to have the volume today. That suggests what it wants to do is go back and maybe try to revisit this May 3rd gap down area. That is on Weight Watchers. So you might want to, if you're looking to look for equities here, I'm going to write it down on my sheet of paper. I would think you would too. Weight Watchers would be one of those I'd be taking a look at to the downside when the market gets ready to make its next move to the downside. Let's go take a look at EOG Resources. That is up 5% here this morning. Put that up. And then we'll go take a look at Coeur d'Alene. EOG is gapping up here this morning. Has some nice volume in it. If we take a look and see what this is doing, it's taking on a set of swing points that had acted as resistance. So here's we'll pull the stock chart back further. If we take a look at resistance, just simply normal resistance, we'd be looking at this swing point bearish engulfing candle from February 17th out there. The high, 119.97, which you can see this equity to the volume that it had out there was 6.1 million shares. So you had a nice high volume bar out there. Naturally, it wanted to be tested. It got up there, tested that area September 14th, did it with 1.9 million shares, 1.9 going into 6 million shares. No, I don't think so. This morning, that area of resistance now being taken out. It has done today a million shares already in 16 minutes of trading. Let's pull this thing back even further so we can see this line of resistance goes back quite a way on the daily chart. So let's just simply move this out like this. There we go. So we can see this thing has had a nice area of resistance, was tested several times out here, at least 3 times out here. So this is important on EOG Resources because it is taking this area out, and it looks like it has potentially clear sailing. Let's come back and let's put this on a weekly chart. Might be easier to take a look at the weekly chart next on EOG and see what this thing is running into. So it's running into this little high volume supply line area. So EOG Resources, this is a high volume supply line, folks, goes back to February 29th, 2008. $129.90. It's at $122.94 right now. I suspect that is where it wants to head. But if it can get up to $129.90, What this should now do is should go and take on the bearish engulfing swing point from May of 2008, May 16, 2008. Maybe it's May 23rd, 2008, the week of May 23rd, 17 million shares up there. That is what it wants to do. That is the run that it is making. Maybe also taking on A to B equals CD swing point. The B point here is February 17, 2012, 16 million shares. If it takes that out this week and more than 16 million shares, you'd have a confirmed A to B equals CD up on EOG Resources. So not a bad-looking equity out there today. Let's go take a look at, I did say Coeur d'Alene. I believe it's fallen off my chart, but let's go look at it anyways. I believe it's CDE is the ticker symbol. Yeah, CDE. There we go. Down 12% this morning. So let's go take a look at Coeur d'Alene, see what that is doing. Oh, I also wanted to look at clean energy for one of our listeners out there and see what that is doing. I believe that's CLNE. I think they're out with earnings maybe last night or today. We'll see how that is trading. First, let's go to Coeur d'Alene. That is moving down, gapping down with volume this morning here. It's done 1 million shares thus far. It is taking out its last little, we're going to call it a sign of strength, but really just simply a high volume bar because it was not wide price spread. Then referring to the September 21st area. This thing broke out, its last breakout, I would say, came on September the 12th. It was trading at about the $25 range. You did have increased volume. That day did 1.6 million shares. You then had wide price spread the next day, 3.2 million shares on the way up. So you had volume, accelerated volume. You had some wide price spread. It looks like that is where Coeur d'Alene is going to come back to. However, the volume is looking pretty significant right now. That suggests it wants to pull back even further. If we just take a look at retracement levels from low to high out here, we're going to see it's already made there. It's coming close to the 0.382 level. Looks like Coeur d'Alene may want to pull all the way back down to the swing point lows, July 24th. That would take you back to $15. That would be a lot of pain if you are in this equity right now. I would say be careful based on the way this is trading thus far today. 877-927-6648. Dow's up 65. S&P's up 5. We'll be right back.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil's subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to check out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks. We've got the, let's see here, the Dow is up 67 points, S&P up 5, Composite up 4, small caps up 3. And if we go take a look at Novo Nordisk, NVO is the ticker symbol. This was one of the equities inside the IBD 50 out here. It was actually ranked number 25. I think it's falling off of the number 25, may fall completely off the list out here. Gapping down this morning now. Interesting that this thing, still was inside the IBD. When you take a look at this real sign of weakness out here, you saw some major institutional selling on October 25th out there. Take a look at this 1.6 million shares on the way down. That was your first sign. This morning you're getting your second sign that this equity here wants to pull back and wants to pull back probably all the way down to the June 4th area, that level in the $131 range. So far this morning, down with about 353,000 shares, taking on a swing point that had 692,000 shares. That swing point is the September 14th level. So this thing has got a number of little small gaps up here, but I suspect if we just simply take a look at volume on the way back, this thing is going to not really find any area of support until maybe it gets back to May 22nd, out around $145 level. But I suspect it's really about June 4th that this thing is moving down towards. So be careful if you are in this equity here. That is Novo Nordisk. They are number 1 on the way down inside the IBD 50. Second is Express Scripts. Let's go take a look at that, see how that is trading now that we've got 26 minutes into the trading session. Ticker symbol there, ESRX. Let's see, that's got major volume to the downside. So this thing is really going to run for low prices. So it's already going to be taking on the June 4th level and going to be doing it with accelerated volume. So what is it that's going to hold this thing up? What is it that's going to hold this thing up? It's going to be shooting for the February 6, 2012 level. So basically what this thing is doing is in a period of 1 day, going all the way back to February of 2012. How about that? We're in November 6th, voting day out there. So make sure, folks, that you go out and vote. Make sure that you have your voice heard. If we take a look at Express Scripts on the weekly chart here, let's go see what that is doing. Express Scripts. already inside this bar here. This is not looking pretty. So once this thing takes out the June lows, that price is going to be $50.31. You're at $52.90 right now. It really sets up a run all the way back to the October lows, which is at about the $34 range, unless the bulls come in and start building some signs. But I can tell you right now, there's no only bulls in this stock are getting run over like a freight train out there. So be careful if you are in Express Scripts. NSC, let's see, what is NSC out here? Have a request out of the den to check on the Norfolk Southern Corp. So let's go take a look at this equity, see what it is doing. NSC. That didn't work real well. NSC, we'll try typing that in again. Must have been the fat finger thing. There we go. So trading sideways here this morning, but this has shown some weakness here recently. Two signs of significant signs of weakness. Two gaps down. I would not want to be in front of this thing. Hopefully you are short this equity. This thing had a last sign of weakness October 24th, not that long ago. Also September 20th. As we take a look at this equity, it's going to come all the way down at least to the October 4th lows, $57.57. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Stay tuned. The Money Master Show is up next. If you're off to start your day, have a terrific Tuesday. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care.